In the case of Jim Keegstra, Jim Keegstra was born in Alberta in 1934. He grew up to become a junior high and secondary school teacher in Eakville, a small town just west of Red Deer. In December 1981, the school district started their investigation on him because the school district continued to get complaints about some stuff that he was teaching his students. On December 7th, 1982, Keegstra's 14 years of teaching had ended due to what they found in the investigation, where they had discovered that he had been talking about he was talking about some of the stuff they did to the Jews with his students, which were very young in some cases, and he was teaching them stuff that were false and that were of his own beliefs. In January 1984, Keegstra was charged with criminally promoting hatred against an Keegstra's 70-day trial concluded on the 22nd of July in 1985. Keegstra appealed to the Alberta Court of Appeals It agreed with his chart argument and struck down his conviction. In 1990, appeals to the Keegstra's second trial concluded on the 10th of July in 1992. He was once again found guilty of a hate crime and was ordered to pay a $3,000. In March 1996, the Supreme Court had heard from Keegstra's lawyer, who agreed that Keegstra's Charter of Rights to be presumed as valid. The Alberta courts in 1990 convinced would start the Alberta courts convinced would stand in October 1996. The Alberta court imposed 1-year suspended sentence on Keegstra, along with 200 hours of community service and 1 year of probation. Keegan served his time and then was on probation when he finally did end up passing away on July 2nd, 2014 at the age of 80 years old. This whole case, you can see him fighting against and for his fundamental, because in this case he was trying to pose his freedom of speech and beliefs on these students, which they kept determining was wrong because he was spreading false information to students that looked up to him and believed him. In the end, the case was determined as guilty, and he was sentenced to time in prison and then parole.